Oh. All right. I know one thing to start off. I'm definitely going to talk about that Mortal Kombat movie. Have you seen the commercial, the trailers and shit?
Nah, I think I saw. Well, I saw like one, like a minute back.
The Red Band trailer?
Yeah.
And then Godzilla versus Kong? Oh, shit.
Breonna Taylor Day tomorrow.
Officially?
Yep. They're doing a walk downtown tomorrow. They're doing a march downtown at 11.
I'm going to be in the Bay Area tomorrow.
The gay area.
What else happened today? Something fucking happened today that I'm blanking out.
They came up with that bullshit ass George Floyd settlement.
No,
the city settled with the family for like $27.5 million. Even though I hate when they come out like with these settlements before like the verdicts, because to me it has like an impact on the verdicts.
it's just.
I'm telling you, if they find this dude like not guilty, man, they finna it's finna burn. Like, not that I'm out there like doing, but yeah, it's gonna get bad. Like, there is no way you can find this dude like not guilty.
That's the thing.
And they already dropped the shit down to a third.
Mm-hmm.
And so it don't really matter what they say. We already know what the fucking outcome finna be.
Oh yeah, we already know. Yeah,
they finna let his pussy ass walk.
Mm-hmm.
Get crazy as fuck, but I couldn't be in Milwaukee right now, boy. I couldn't be in Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah, nowhere. Yeah, like, man, once that verdict hit, it's a wrap.
You might well, I mean, Giannis, you might well pack that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
You might well pack that little bullshit up, Giannis.
Yeah.
Go back to Greece some shit, boy, because it's finna get reckless up there.
Mm-hmm.
Just move y'all season to motherfucking Minnesota. Like, they gonna have to do something, because I'm telling you, they finna fuck that whole sit up. Shit, that whole motherfucking area. Because, man, well, niggas be shooting at the brew factory, and all it is breweries.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. I'm like, at that point, I feel like if at that point you let this officer walk, you might as well not charge another officer ever, because I mean, this was like like we hear about like the police killings or whatever, but like we sat there and like watched this shit, like 8 minutes of this shit. Like it's different from like, to me it's like different from like all the other ones. I mean, it's the same, but in the sense like it's different because we like sat there and like watched this dude just like nonchalantly like just sit there with his knee on this dude's neck.
Think about it like this. Didn't Ahmaud Arbery killers get off?
Nah, they trial is
still pending.
Yeah, I don't think there's a started yet.
Cause I'm like
everything, like a lot of trials and everything were on pause ever since COVID started.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, but
cause I'm fucking in my mind, cause they in Georgia. In my mind, I'm like, they already off. In my mind.
Yeah.
They already off.
Unfortunately.
Georgia. And Stacey Abrams won that bitch and they still gave it to the white dude. So
Mm-hmm.
so you can kind of tell what this shit is and what about to happen.
Damn shame.
I know somebody asked me that, was like, you ready for war? I'm like, man, I stay ready. I'm like, it is what it is. Like
I just hope it doesn't come down to that, dude. Like me, seriously, like looking at everything, it's just like there's so many ways all of this can be prevented.
Yeah, but
yet people are so fucking stubborn in their ways that it's frustrating as fuck because they don't realize. Well, I'm pretty sure they do realize like what it's doing internally for the country. The country doesn't do shit when we're fighting with each other. It grows when we're together.
Bro, I hear that. I hear that, but you can clearly see that this is another case of, see, I told you they just angry jigaboos. I'm trying to tell you. I can tell, like, they doing shit just like motherfucker come do some shit. I had experienced all my life being tall. Fuck black. I'm just talking about the tall aspect of it, because fucking I had black people doing this shit to me because they short. You know what I'm saying? They motherfucker got complexes. So now put it into the racial aspect, it's the same thing. That's why Asian motherfuckers and Indian motherfuckers look at black people like we trying to rob them. When realistically, nigga, we ain't force y'all to motherfucking build the railroads. We ain't force y'all to do all this bullshit. We wasn't doing all this motherfucking shit. Black people just trying to survive. But goddamn time, these motherfuckers to sit there and fucking antagonize a motherfucker and then be like, see, look, see. And I what I'm saying, gotta experience that shit like firsthand, and motherfuckers tired of this shit. Personally, I'm tired of this shit. So
and that's what's crazy. So like
I'm laid back. I just joke.
Like kind of piggyback what you're saying. Like ever since I started this organization, we've had this one lady who's been trolling like this whole entire time. Like we ain't been able to figure out her identity. She go by this fake name. Well, yesterday we found out who she was. Found out her identity. Found out exactly who she was. She works for the school district here in Rockland. So, I'm like, and everybody ready to expose her. I'm like, no, don't even expose her yet. I'm like, now that we know who she is, we can watch her for a little bit, see what all she doing. And it was like, when I was like, I should just show up to her job one day and be like, oh, do you know who I am? And they was like, now, if you do that, then she gonna play that card that you right there in jail.
You'll play right into her hands.
He's intimidating me. He's coming to my job. You going to jail.
Hey, so, y'all, I wish y'all had one of them fucking white ladies that got that little side bob cut with the fucking highlights. If y'all, if y'all had one of them white ladies on deck, to just pull up there on her ass, like, what you talking about? Just pull up on her ass and be like, hey, just ask her, like, shit, do you know what I'm talking about? And then she'll just sit there, have that spook look. Yeah. Hey, no, you can't call the police. You two white women right here now. I got the little I got black children haircut. You know what I'm talking about? So
yeah. So she's a nurse that works for the school district. So I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, when the time is right, we'll get you. You'll lose your job when the time is right.
Oh, she for sure using water when she's supposed to use alcohol on the black kids.
Oh yeah, you'll get exposed. Man, while we on this topic, did you guys hear about
people really have on their hands to just? Do you not have anything else to do?
Nah, and
there's nothing else in life.
Just to troll. That's all she do.
Focus on except trolling somebody's organization.
And then she a couple of weeks ago there was some black dude that broke into I think threw a rock at a restaurant up in Roseville, and then her friend gonna tag her was like, ain't that Damien? And it was like, asking was that me? And she was like, he was like, it might be because he probably mad that they sitting inside with no mask on. I'm like, first of all, don't be putting me in none of that shit. Like you know, so don't be slandering my name. I'm like, the picture don't look nothing like me. You ain't never met me, so don't put my name in shit.
I mean,
fucking misery loves company,
right?
I'll pull a you on you. You know what I'm saying? Straight to her ass. Goddamn, shit. That's fucking goddamn. She tarnishing your name. That's a choice.
Yeah.
That's a
And
choice.
so, like a couple of people seen that shit, and they people started calling. They started calling Roseville PD and was like, "Nah, that ain't him." And you know what I mean? Like, don't be putting me in that shit.
Yeah, thank you, Josh, because I could not figure out defamation of character.
Yeah, defamation of character. Yeah.
I promise you, I'll pull a you on you, especially in Rockland. You got me fucked up. I used to live up there, so I already know what you're talking about. I already know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Shit, I get there right up out of there.
All right, let's get this going. And 5, 4, 3, 2. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the All Pro JAFFOs. It is March 12th. We're recording this 2021, coming to you live from Zoom room from Coach Nish himself on YouTube, breaking it down, breaking ground. An episode brought to you by Groundbreaking Enterprises. Together, we can form a groundbreaking solution. I'm your host, JP. Here's Mr. Oh, shit. He fucked up my camera. Oh, no. This fucking dog. Hold on.
I was just about to ask you all in.
Yeah, I was wondering. Yep. I'm like, if you moved up to the top,
Yep,
I'm like,
yep, there it is. There it is. All right, yep, all right. Yeah. I'm JP alongside me as always, the best DJ on the West Coast, Mr. Country K. All right,
Whoa, hold on. We need a full time out. We need to restart this whole episode. Hey, take 2. Hey. Hold on.
Yeah.
Can we get lights?
Rewind.
Roll sound. Action.
All right. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the All Pro JAFFOs. It is March 12th, 2021 that we were recording this, coming to you live on YouTube from the Coach Nish Zoom room, where we break it down on Breaking Ground. This episode brought to you by Groundbreaking Enterprises. Together we can form a groundbreaking solution. I'm your host, JP. Alongside me, as always, the best DJ on the West Coast, Mr. DJ Mad 6. And the 6'10" beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K.
Konnichiwa, people. How y'all doing? Rest in peace, JT.
So, it's episode 61. Hanging out with you today. Some sports news going on, but before we get into that, I really did want to talk a little bit about upcoming movies and interests that may be coming to you guys. Mine especially is Godzilla vs. Kong, which is coming in, 2 weeks? Week and a half? Something like that?
I just saw that shit on HBO Max last night.
No, you didn't.
I swear to you.
A trailer or the movie?
I'm pretty sure it was the movie because it didn't say anything about the trailer, but it could have been the whole coming soon section. Because I was scrolling down, it was like 1 a.m. Because I got an acute insomnia, so I have trouble going to sleep. So I just be up, like just scrolling shit. Like no matter what time I wake up, I'll be up until like 1 a.m. damn near every time.
Yeah, it might be a coming soon thing because the release date was supposed to be the 30th, 31st.
Okay.
So end of the month, and then 2 weeks after that is the very much anticipated Mortal Kombat movie, the reboot from the early 90s, the first 2 Mortal Kombat movies that we had. There was a reason why it took 20 plus years to make another reboot. People were very turned off by the second Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, thank you. The second
it sucked pretty bad.
It was ass.
Yeah. So a lot of people were scared to go into that realm of Mortal Kombat. But the director for this movie they already got the rated R rating, and he's saying that these are going to be the best fight scenes and probably some of the bloodiest fight scenes in cinema history. And from what I've seen from the trailer, especially the red band one, you guys have seen it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
Everybody fucking knows more. When you saw this trailer, what was your first reaction to it?
I was excited about it. I'm looking forward. Like I've been a Mortal Kombat fan for since Mortal Kombat been out. So the first one was good. Second one, like you said, was it was pretty whack. And so definitely looking forward to this one coming up. So
I'm liking how the stories are kind of. He said he's trying to get it as close to like the game as he possibly can, but then it's like a different story.
okay.
So in the past, we all remember Scorpion being the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he was he was the bad. I mean, Sub-Zero was too, but then in the second one, they made Sub-Zero the good guy, and and even in the video games, at certain points, it always seemed like Sub-Zero was the good guy. Well, this one roles in reverse. Scorpion's the good guy, and Sub-Zero's the dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kay, what have you thought about all this?
Honestly, I think the game, I mean, just like Mad 6, been a fan for shit all my life for sure. And if I'm not mistaken, if I remember this correctly, because my memory is pretty good, but I would be off on this shit. I feel like Sub-Zero turned Scorpion bad because he killed his family back in the day. Like, if I'm not mistaken, because they always had a fucking clan rivalry and shit, but I feel like Sub-Zero killed this man's family and Scorpion went off.
So there's two different.
Or was it Shang Tsung that changed to Sub-Zero and did that shit?
It was Quan Chi who got to
Scorpion.
Who got to Sub-Zero. But there were two Sub-Zeros, right? The first one became Noob Saibot.
Yep.
And then the second one came and took the mantle of Sub-Zero. So when the second one came in, even in the game, it seemed like the second one was more the morally good character.
Yeah. So the first Sub-Zero did kill Scorpion's family that made him do all that shit.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I know I wasn't tripping. I'm glad. But yeah, honestly, I'm excited for that shit because just like we all agree, first one was amazing. Like just because it was just the first one, you know what I mean? It was the first one. It was set a precedent. It wasn't like it was terrible. Second one, butt cheeks, dick buckets.
It's just so bad. Like, oh man.
But no, yeah, go ahead.
They're already talking about if this movie does well, which I really think it does because the trailer overall has gotten a lot of positive feedback. It's gotten a lot of people really excited about the movie. The moves and stuff that you're seeing, the little Easter eggs of the certain characters and stuff that are going to be in the movie, it's like you really get a feel like, oh, this is finally the really good Mortal Kombat movie that we can actually go to and watch other than just going to play the game.
True. And I'm glad that they dropped the movie now because we don't had a bunch of Mortal Kombat games and no movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was going to kill their ass off. That was going to kill them off. If they'd have dropped Mortal Kombat 12, that would have killed them. They would have died. Because if
without
they
a movie,
they would have died. They would have died. The franchise would have died because nobody would have bought that shit. Just like Street Fighter. Because they put out that bullshit ass Street Fighter movie a few years back.
Yeah.
It's killing Street Fighter. Street Fighter 5 was solid. Then they changed it, and now it's like it's different. So it's like they gotta put out a good Street Fighter movie, and they have to put like Street Fighter 6 got to be a whole Like you gotta go, Capcom gotta fucking hire somebody else because the people they just fucking had was horrible. So
so if it does well, then they're looking to go 2, maybe 3 movies. So the characters that they already have, at least so far that they've introduced, they have Kano, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Shang Tsung, Raiden, Kung Lao, which is cool for me. I like Kung Lao. Liu Kang, Sonya, Jax, Reptile, Cabal, Melina, Shao Kahn. Fucking Goro looks badass. Compared to what he did, the first one, he looked. I remember going back and looking at the movie, going, "Holy shit, he looks so bad." In the first movie, he looks so terrible. But in this trailer, like obviously he's pretty much fully CGI'd. But the fact that you see that he's got the full agility and motion and everything like that from the game, put into what you can do with CGI nowadays is just, it's done wonders. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what Goro does, and there's rumors that Quan Chi's going to be in it. There's rumors for countless other characters and different fatalities, and I'm fucking just stoked for this fucking movie. I honestly had been wondering because they had done a YouTube series. They had done a YouTube Mortal Kombat Legacy. They did that on YouTube. And then they had another one where they had a couple of episodes that were teasing the movie that prior to what's being made now. So they've had a few things teasing of what they wanted to do. A lot of fan made stuff. So people have been hungry for a new movie. So this, I hope it's not one of those movies that looks cool in the trailer, but the movie itself is kind of, whack.
Yeah.
But I doubt that because from what I've been seeing with the directors, what they're aiming towards and what they basically said they put as much gore and blood and fighting and stuff like that into this movie as was legally possible by the cinematic, organization. So they supposedly went all out for this because, the game is brutal. So if you want to match the game, you're going to have to get fucking creative with some of the things that you're going to do. Okay, what's that smile? Uh-oh.
No, when you was talking, I was just saying, because random thoughts. I be making myself laugh, and you were just saying that they put as much gore as they can put cinematically, right? I was just sitting here thinking if they would have put one more fucking blood drop, they would have had to send that shit to porn.
They would have had to do reshoots and all sorts.
No, they would have had to fucking distribute the movie on porn. You know what I'm saying? Through the porn websites. Because now it's become XXX instead of rated R.
Or NC-17. Whatever the hell the next rating or whatever is.
NC-17 before R, if I'm not mistaken.
Straight to Netflix movie is what it would end up being.
Bro, actually, I would personally not mind that if I was them, because these movies that's been I'm pretty sure Coming to America had good numbers, bro. I'm pretty sure they had good numbers on the streaming, on the Amazon.
So Mortal Kombat's going to be in theaters and for HBO Max.
Yeah.
So just letting you guys know now, we have 2 movies. And for the listeners, we have 2 movies that are coming out that are supposed to be huge. Like, not only visually, but like cinematic. We got Godzilla versus Kong. We've got Mortal Kombat. We've got things coming out for Godzilla versus Kong now about Mecha Godzilla. So it's pretty much confirmed that he's going to be in the movie. So it's basically all silver, and then the back lining is red. That's what the little figurines and stuff like that have looked like. But if you have stock in AMC, right now would probably be a good time because these movies are gonna send AMC and everything through the roof. Like, oh no.
I'm sorry. All right.
Oh shit! Give me 1 second. Talk about yourself real quick.
Yo, I just got a fucking message right now from the team. I don't have to go to fucking Bakersfield no more. I was gonna have to go to Bakersfield next week.
God damn.
Yeah, bro, the fucking game, it would have been in Bakersfield. I'd have had to do the episode like either on the road or in Bakersfield.
In Bakersfield? Did they cancel the game?
No, they switched locations because the team.
Okay.
I don't understand why they making us go to Bakersfield anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think the team, if I'm not mistaken, is in the fucking Bay.
Yeah.
Like, why would we go to the game?
All the way to Bakersfield to play, yeah.
What? So now they just said either our game is either gonna be in Chico or in Stockton.
Yeah, okay.
Which is fine with me because if the motherfucker in Chico, woo, I'm gonna be happy as hell. Because most likely it's gonna be at Chico State or some shit or Chico School, and both of those are turfed. Don't ask me how I know that.
Okay. So, wait. Yeah. Something happened. Didn't hear it. I accidentally locked the top lock on my wife when she was trying to get in. So she couldn't unlock it. So I needed to go and unlock the top lock on the door for her to get in. But
That's
yeah.
not ringing the doorbell right now?
No. Wait, what?
Sounds like somebody was ringing your doorbell.
No. She texted me. That's what it was. She said the top lock is there. I was like, oh fuck. But yeah, if you have stocks in movie theaters and everything like that, go do that because these movies are about to be badass. Are you guys looking forward to anything in Godzilla vs. Kong? Is there something specific about that, or are you guys even excited about that movie?
I never really was like a fan of neither one of them. Yeah,
you're the first person I've ever met who said that.
Yeah, I never really watched them. So,
okay.
So one time.
Focus on something else. I was like, are you even excited for Godzilla vs. Kong?
Yeah. I mean, I got a list of movies I gotta fucking watch first. Shit. So
I mean, just watch the newer ones that came out for Godzilla and the Skull Island one. That's the only way these make sense.
No, I saw all that shit. I'm talking about morely the other movies I gotta watch before I even get happy for Kong and Godzilla. You know what I'm saying? Like that's me. I got other movies I gotta watch first. Honestly, I don't even be sitting in one spot for 2 hours no more. Like it's kind of fucking weird now. Unless I'm going to sleep, I'm on the move constantly. Unless I'm doing the episode or some shit, I'm not sitting in one spot for an hour like that no more. I'll be moving my ass off, dude. I'm serious. Like I'll be on the move. So
it does seem to me though that Mortal Kombat has definitely taken a lot of the spotlight away from Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah.
Because lately, a lot of the things that I've been seeing is covering, Mortal Kombat. Seems to be more people are more excited about Mortal Kombat than they are about Godzilla vs. Kong. But both movies are going to be good. We'll give a review on it.
Name one time where Kong hits the backflip and tell somebody to get over here. No, Godzilla just got a blast of fucking flame. Sub-Zero shoots ice. They render obsolete with 2 players.
I'm super excited for both movies, but yeah, Mortal Kombat definitely. At least between us, Mortal Kombat seems to be the more like interest in what we want to watch when they come out. But both of them are going to be really good movies, respectively. Hopefully, the stocks jump high enough to where we can get a nice, good payday if you guys have some shares in that. So keep an eye out for those movies and plenty of other movies to come. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get into really the backbone of the show, which is football talk.
Foosball.
That segment before brought to you by Raise Energy. You guys don't already know. I'm not going to go through the whole damn thing. You guys already know where to get it. Repsports.com, REPPsports.com. Use the promo code Alpha Raise to get 15% off your order. join the rebellion, get yourself that raised energy. And this now, so a lot has happened today. Brady officially signed a 4-year extension, so it's guaranteed that the next 4 years we're probably going to see fucking Tom Brady.
Told you he finna go for 10.
Yeah, sir.
And he posted on Twitter of him signing and said, "In pursuit of 8, let's fucking go, Bucks. We're keeping the band together."
And that means live for greatness. It's LFG is live for greatness. Chill out. You're not cursing.
Oh, live for greatness?
Live for greatness.
Yeah, no. It's let's fucking go.
No, that's what society has. We different. He has 7 rings.
You're different now.
For greatness. Stop trying to make Brady somebody he ain't.
That's the
TB12.
You're just before you hated him, now you're the biggest fan.
No, I never hated Brady, so I don't know why you don't sit here and say that.
You never hated Brady?
No.
At one point or another, you never hated Brady ever.
I never hated Tom Brady. I keep trying to tell you, I had a secret love for the Patriots because they always sent all of our good defensive players to fucking New England. I promise you that. New England always traded us some bullshit ass picks and give our good players.
Today's just a day for firsts. Like, fuck. First, Mad Six doesn't like Godzilla or Kong. Now Country K has always liked fucking Tom Brady. This is weird.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, when they got Aqib Talib and they went and won the Super Bowl, first off, I liked Aqib Talib when he went in the Orange Bowl and was dogging when he was in Kansas. He was dogging. I watched that Orange Bowl game. That was my first fucking goddamn time seeing Aqib. And I watched that. Then he ended up getting drafted to the Bucks, and he was balling. Then we ended up getting fucking Darrelle Revis, and we had the number 3 defense in the league, but we had Josh Freeman at quarterback.
Yeesh.
I got Brady now. Yes, I'm out here. I'm talking mad shit. I just
Brady's contract. It's a 4-year extension, but he can basically opt out whenever he wants. Yes. So they got him for 4 years as long as he wants to play, but he can obviously go away and retire whenever he wants during that contract. Other than Brady, Cam Newton re-signed with the Patriots. According to Adam Schefter, Patriots finalizing a 1-year deal worth close to $14 million for Cam Newton. Now, good for Cam Newton, because he was playing on a $1 million deal last year. So I mean, his numbers weren't great, but what he had around him wasn't great either. So hopefully, or at least hopefully for Cam, New England can get some weapons to help him out, because god damn, he needs all the help he can get. He has no running backs. He has, barely any wide receivers. He needs some fucking help. No tight ends either. So, if they're wanting to actually get something done, especially paying Cam $14 million, they're definitely going to need some weapons around him.
I don't think you understand what's happening right now. The players that opted out are coming back. So that's their defense.
Right. Most of their defense, yeah, that's pretty much.
That money that they were paying out the stupid motherfuckers that they signed for Super Bowl rings, that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And now Belichick's finna fucking do some damage. I promise you. They're finna be good next year. I can see it. I see it. And they got Cam. Yes, I'm happy.
It's gonna be like the latest Star Wars movie where Palpatine came from the dead. There's fucking Bill Belichick rising from the dead. He's finally gonna get his Coach of the Year award. Coming from being he's finally gonna get his Coach of the Year award.
Going entirely too damn far. I can't rock with you now.
Oh man, so the Patriots, they get Cam Newton. The Chargers and KC making some wild moves. Kansas City dropped both of their tackles. So Fisher and I think it's Schwartz on the right side, they got rid of both of them. Neither one of them played in the Super Bowl because I think they were they were both hurt.
No matter.
But,
Ass was
but the
getting
fact that this was a little surprising. Like you saw how without the two tackles, how much trouble he was getting into, or Patrick Mahomes was getting into. So why would you cut both of your offensive tackles? Like that doesn't make any sense. And then the Chargers dropping pretty much all of their tight ends. They're not re-signing Hunter Henry. They're not re-signing Trey Turner.
and
So I think
Raiders.
so with the
Ingram's going to the Raiders.
Hunter Henry to the Raiders?
No, Ingram.
Oh, Ingram's going to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram?
No, the linebacker.
Evan Ingram or Mark Ingram?
Mark Ingram.
Oh, the linebacker.
Yes.
The linebacker from the Chargers.
Mark Ingram. He's going to the Raiders.
Is that his first name, though? Is it Mark?
I'm pretty sure it's Mark.
Melvin Ingram.
Melvin, I'm sorry. Yeah. I said pretty.
Ingram signed with the Texans. So him and David Johnson are going to be out there in Houston. So, I mean, quite a few things have been happening around, for the day. This has been – the offseason is going to be interesting because it's just everyone's cutting everybody right now to make room for the cap. Because last year's cap room was like 192 million was their cap space room. This year it's 182 or 83. So it's $10 million less. So people are getting cut left and right. People trying to make or restructured contracts or getting cut so they can make room to get other players. So it's this offseason, it's March 12th. So the official league year starts this coming week. So a lot of people are going to be getting signed. People are going to be getting traded.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you right now. When I watched Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, he made a value point, right? He was like, it was Skip said it wasn't Shannon. But fucking, I don't know which one said it. I'm gonna just say it like that. I don't know which one said it, but basically they were saying that it's going to be a bunch of DNs that's quality. I mean, not DNs, but outside linebackers, like, you know what I'm saying, that same spot that fucking Shaq Barrett played. Just in case if we lose Shaq Barrett, we still can fill that void with somebody else. You get what I'm saying? Like if Shaq go for a payday, which his cap is fucking crazy right now. It's crazy right now. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Well, Preston Smith from Green Bay, he adjusted his contract too. So he's got $8 million in salary, $200,000 workout bonus. So basically, every time he works out, he's fucking $200,000. $300,000 every time he makes the 46-man roster. 6.5 signing bonus, $1 million base. 4.4 million available in sack incentives, so he can eclipse the $12 million mark he was set to earn before the redo. So Ian Rappaport, but he'd make $500K for 6 sacks, $700K for more for 8, $750K more for 10, $1.2 million more for 12, $1.2 million more for 14. So yeah, total possible is $4.4 million extra incentives for sacks. And he had 12 in 2019, so it's not like he can't do it. But all the restructures and everything that's been going on, Chargers didn't do Steven Anderson either, so all 3 of their tight ends are gone. I think the Chargers are going to go after that that prospect from Florida, that tight end.
Oh, Pitts, Austin Pitts.
Yeah, they're going to go after Pitts, I think.
Yeah, everybody said that.
Really?
Yeah, that's a big thing. That's been a thing.
Oh shit! I didn't. Well, then fucking see me behind. Goddamn.
Yeah, no.
Because I was just looking at it now, going like, they're getting rid of all their fucking tight ends. I'm like, oh, they might be going for Pitts. I haven't seen anybody saying that Pitts was going to be. I haven't even seen mock drafts yet, really.
Yeah, motherfuckers has been saying that he's going to the Chargers, and that was before they let all their tight ends go.
Yeah, well, fuck me for reading late, right?
Rookie contract makes perfect sense.
So where does Hunter Henry go then?
Probably the Jags.
They could use a tight end, especially if they're going to have Trevor Lawrence there too.
I'm just thinking Urban Meyer.
Yeah, that too.
You forgot he had Aaron Hernandez in Florida. Like, you say what you want by him killing somebody. That boy had a gift in football.
No, he had the talent. I'll give you that. He had the talent.
Football. The boy's celebration was fire.
He had the talent.
That's one celebration I wish somebody just remixed or some shit, because that was dope. He opened the baseball and throw the money. That was dope.
It's just a damn shame that talent had to go to waste.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dog. He was so good, man. He was good.
Him and Gronk together just wasn't fair. Like, it wasn't fair at all.
It was fair. No, it was fair.
I mean, what do you think? You think you use a tight end over there in Dallas, Matt Six?
Nah, but we did just restructure contracts for our line though. For the O-line.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did.
All 3 of the O-line, just restructure their contracts to make some cap room. So we need to go after some
back.
We need to go after some quarterbacks.
I need Ali.
You need who?
We need Ali.
DBs.
Oh, DBs.
Yeah.
What is K saying? You need who? K?
Marpet to fucking restructure.
Oh. You're still waiting on that Shaq Barrett re-signing, huh?
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Because if you think about it, our DB cores all on rookie contracts, right?
Yep.
I feel like he can get what's the guy's name? They just released him. I forgot his name, but I'm pretty sure he's going to Dallas. It's a DB. He just got released like earlier today. It was like a top DB. I'm pretty sure he's going to Dallas.
Where does Juju go?
Juju gonna go fuck around and go to Arizona.
I don't think the market is good enough for him to want to go to Arizona. He's very about, like, he wants to build the brand. He's been open about this. He's, wanting to build the brand and everything like that. And I don't think going to Phoenix is his idea of building the brand. I think he wants to go somewhere.
It's not.
I think he's going to end up with the Jets because he wants to be in the New York market for his brand.
He went to USC from LA.
No, he went to USC, exactly. So if the Jets don't get any quarterback, they have Sam Darnold.
Exactly why I say he's going to go to fucking Phoenix. He's going to go to Phoenix because it's not that far from LA, and he's playing with D-Hop. So now he's got to have one-on-one, and you got Larry Fitzgerald. They got a better chance of winning in Arizona than he do in the Jets or staying home. He's out of the door. If he stays home, then
he's not staying in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm like, he's stupid. He stay.
I think he's going to be a Jet, though, to be honest, because of the market. His branding could be bigger out there in New York. He's still going to be a number one, and he's already proven that he can't be a legitimate number one. He's a great number two, but if he's a number one, the stats show it. He's not a number one. Here's the
problem with your theory with the Jets. If that was the case, then why any other I'll say, expressive players go to the Jets. It's been in the same place the whole time, and they've been sorry. They could have collectively all went there, and you know what I'm saying, and had made it. But I don't think they.
But we're talking about like. There's a difference between somebody going to a team to build their brand and somebody going to a team to win rings. There's two different. You're not going to win rings with the Jets. But for Juju, it's a situation where he reunites with his quarterback from college, and he goes to a team that just got a new head coach with Saleh, and he's got the branding market of New York. I think that's how he's going to look at it. I honestly don't think he's worried about so much about like the rings and stuff like that so much as his brand, because that dude just would not shut up this year when it came to like he got his team into trouble with other teams. You know, the dancing on the logos, saying that the Browns are still the Browns, and then they got their asses beat by the Browns in the first round of the playoffs. And then after that, he's still talking shit. It's just I don't really think he's completely worried about winning rings.
You forgot when
I don't think his focus is there.
You forgot that stuff started when they were undefeated. He started doing all that dancing and Corvette when they were undefeated. So
right, but then when he started
first, he didn't do that shit. He wasn't doing that shit last year when they wasn't winning. Let's get that understood. Juju is always
he did. There were 2 weeks. There were 2 weeks in a row. He did it against the Bills and they lost, and he did it the next week against the Bengals and they lost. And then after that, they had this big old team meeting, and Juju came out after that and said he wasn't going to dance on the logos anymore.
This season, I'm talking about the season before the Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl, when the Chiefs beat y'all. He wasn't doing that shit that season. Juju wasn't doing this dancing on the logo and all that shit. It started when they were undefeated. That's when he started doing that dancing shit. So winning was coming first, and then he was dancing.
Yeah, but the dancing started, causing a negative effect, and people were picking up on that. Why would you want to give teams fuel to beat your ass even more by dancing on their logo?
Fam, I get.
And then even though that they were doing it, and people, even his teammates, were telling him, "Don't dance on the logo," he was still, "I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna do what I want. If I want to dance on the logo, I'm gonna dance on the logo." He started doing it after they went 11-0, and when he started doing it, is when they started losing, and he still continued to do it until they had to have a full-on team meeting, and Tomlin had to tell him to fucking knock it off finally. It took all that for him to act right. Even though they were going 11-0, his stats were nothing to be in awe about. That was all Deontay Johnson and fucking Claypool. Juju was a third on the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. Maybe even a fourth behind Ebron, because Ebron had more touchdowns and more targets and stuff like that than Juju had. So Juju's riding the coattails of other guys while building his brand, and now he's dancing on the logo and everything, causing other teams to say, "Fuck you." We're about to beat that ass.
Right. So let's assess this. They moved Juju to the 1, right? Juju's
right, and he didn't produce.
So no, let me get to my point. Juju's the 1. Juju's the 1. Juju's the 1. Got it. Your quarterback can't throw the passes. The 1 have to run. Your quarterback can only throw passes to the tight end, who is Ebron. Your quarterback can only throw fucking goddamn jet sweeps. I mean, not jet sweeps, but little fucking quick slants to Claypool, because he a rookie and he had the number 2. And fucking Johnson, you're not understanding how they were winning. That's how they started losing, because everybody picked up on Big Ben can't even throw the fucking routes like that. They was using Juju as a decoy.
They had
I get it.
They had virtually no run game the entire season. Ben was throwing the ball every game almost 40 times plus per game, but averaging less than 3 yards in the air per pass. So there was a lot of screens, a lot of stuff, a lot of opportunities and balls to go around, yet Juju still wasn't targeted that much or part of the game plan as much as Deontay Johnson and fucking Claypool were. He just wasn't. The stats show that.
you're proving my point. You looking at numbers and you're not thinking about it as, all right, cool. If we're gonna run all these plays of Juju, they all gonna key on Juju. Then Big Ben not gonna have no stats. Because if he only doing these routes, the same thing that he's doing for Claypool, for All Johnson and stuff like that, you're using him as a decoy. The same attention that they gave AB, but AB was eating because Big Ben still had an arm. Then Big Ben has no arm now. His arm is gone. So now he's throwing short routes to these other players, and he's using Juju as a decoy. Juju's the number one.
Okay, no. So this is what I'm saying. Okay. Juju as the number one. Okay. He's not able to beat guys like a D-Hop or a fucking Julio Jones or anybody else like a regular elite number one would be. Devontae Adams or anything. He's nowhere near in that league. If you're a number one, you have to be the guy that the quarterback can throw to, even if you have coverage on you, because he knows you're going to come down and make the play. He's supposed to be the number one. He's supposed to be the one, Mr. Reliable. He should be the guy who's leading the team in targets and catches every single game. Why? Because he's the number one receiver. No matter how what you look at it, whether it's short screen passes to him, jet passes, whatever it was that they were doing, they kept him completely out of the game plan damn near because he couldn't get open. He couldn't beat guys off the line. He couldn't beat elite cornerbacks. It just wasn't there. So because he couldn't, and again, he was more focused, and you can look at through it, he was more focused on doing the TikTok stuff and, you know, his social media than he was really playing because his stats weren't pissing him off. Like he wasn't getting upset that he wasn't having good games. He was more than content with being the guy who can just lay back and be the number 3 or the number 4 and let the other guys eat. He was perfectly content with that. That's not a number one receiver. That's not a number one guy. If that's your number one guy, your number one receiver, you might want to go and search for somebody else.
So here's two things, and then I'm gonna let Mad Six go or y'all whatever. There's two things. First, I'm gonna ask you this: you think Big Ben can throw the real passes? If he had a real number one, you think Big Ben can still throw that shit?
If he had a real number one?
Yeah.
Probably not.
So my point, you just proved my point. So that's first. That's out the way. That's been my point. Big Ben can't throw the ball, so they're using Juju as a decoy. They're putting the number one on Juju, right? He hasn't developed enough to know how to beat people yet. So they're using him as a decoy, and they're throwing the shit to the other people, as in Ebron, as in Claypool, and they're eating. Once everybody keyed on that, you still lock up Juju. Now you shift the defense to these other motherfuckers, cloud their ass. Now we picking the shit, and you lose 5 straight games. That's what I've been saying the whole time. I didn't say nothing about Juju being an elite number one. I said they use him as a decoy because he's the number one on that team. That is what I've been saying. I never said anything about he better than anybody. I ain't put him in no names or nobody. Because to be all the way honest with you, if he was on my team, he would be the number 4. Because we got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and AB. So
probably be the number 5 behind Scotty Miller.
If he was on your team, he'll be the number 1. If he was on Mastic's team, he'll be the number 2 behind CD. That's just
he'd be the number 4 on our team.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, you're tripping, dude.
He'd be the number 4.
You're right. He'll be the number 2 because I forgot about Kittle. Kittle's the number 1 receiver essentially, and
then you got
miss me with that IU shit and all that. You can miss me with all that because all them other dudes ain't got it. I promise you that.
Okay.
If you put Juju with a quarterback that can throw the ball, that's what I've been saying. He's going to Arizona. I'm trying to get you to understand that. If you're gonna sit here and say he's not a number 1, why would you not go with D-Hop? D-Hop literally played a whole season when he only dropped 1 pass.
But he's gonna want wide receiver 1 money. Who's gonna give a number 3 or number 2 and number 3 guy wide receiver 1 money?
And I'm telling you right now, if he goes to the Jets, he wants money. That's fine. I'm not denying that. That sounds like a good idea, but I personally, I feel like when he started all his shit is when they were already undefeated. He wasn't doing it last season. He wasn't doing it none of that time. So they had to be winning. He has to have an incentive to do it. So he has to be playing well with a team that's playing well. So the only way that you can do that is you got to go out of the teams that's listed that they had on ESPN and everybody else. Arizona seems like the best place for them. Take that number 2 money because nigga, you got a fucking check right now, and you should go to a team that you're gonna be able to play with a quarterback that's gonna throw the ball. You're on the upcoming team, and you got a solid defense.
The problem with that is nobody's gonna remember that they were 11. I mean, people are gonna remember that they were 11-0, but the biggest thing that they're gonna remember is the collapse at the end and everything that attributed to that collapse, which is including Juju's dancing, his social media, his lack of preparation really against Cleveland. You know, so that's what people are going to remember because that's what matters. That's what counts. Nobody gives a shit that you went 11-0. Did you finish? No, you didn't. You didn't finish.
I seriously think it's going to be the fact of motherfuckers going to say because Big Ben already won a Super Bowl and the fact that Juju really like.
I think Big Ben needs to retire, but what I'm saying is even though Big Ben was throwing short passes and stuff like that, they can still draw up shit to give those short passes and stuff to Juju. But like you can't really make a guy a decoy. It's not like he was being doubled. He didn't need to be doubled.
You act like he had 0 yards.
Like, I'm not saying he had. I'm not saying he didn't have anything. What I'm saying is the volume that a normal wide receiver won, which apparently that's what he was considered. You know, if he's a wide receiver, the numbers that he have don't match with the amount of targets and receptions and yards that those guys had. So he didn't even break 1,000 yards this season.
I'm asking you this one last time. I'm telling you, how many yards you think Big Ben was supposed to have?
Well, I'm just saying.
Number 1. That's his quarterback, bro. You can't expect.
Big Ben had how many yards this season?
Miracles with Big Ben arm is noodle. Big Ben arm is a fucking noodle, bro. I hear you to the death. I swear I hear you, but Big Ben arm is done. You just said you think he should retire. So does everybody else in the NFL.
Last season, Big Ben had just over 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and a 94-1 rating.
Cool. You just said that he threw his air distance was 3 yards.
His average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many receivers had over 500 yards on the Steelers?
Oh, I don't even.
That can eliminate.
That might have been.
Because you only need what 7? You only need 7 people over 500 yards.
6.
You just said 6. I want you to know that.
Was this year? So yeah, Juju had basically 8.6 yards per catch. Johnson had. God damn it! They're not showing me the full thing.
You need the yardage, bro.
I'm getting it. Hold on.
I'm telling you. What you think, man? Six.
So
what you think?
Juju had 831. Deontay Johnson had 923. Claypool had 873. Ebron had 558. And the average reception, Juju had 8.6. Deontay was 10.5. Claypool was 14.1. Ebron was 10. So they got more yards after the catch than Juju did.
Claypool was the only one with 6 more yards, bro. Yeah, 6
yeah, but Claypool, they actually went deep to. Claypool had 10 touchdowns this season.
Okay.
So it's like, or 9 touchdowns this season. As a rookie, he was the real number 1 of the team, if you really kind of look at, or Deontay Johnson was really the real number 1 of the team. Ask you this.
When AB last year with the Steelers, who had the best stats?
AB with who? With the Steelers?
AB's last year with the Steelers, his last playing season with the Steelers. Who had the best stats? Juju. I'm gonna try to tell this man, but
because he's a good number 2. AB got all the attention.
He doesn't want to listen. He doesn't want to listen.
And already Antonio Brown was on the back end of his real time with Pittsburgh during that year. He's already having problems with Ben. AB's taking the double team, so Juju gets open more often. He's a good number 2. I've already said that. He's a good number 2. But he's not a number 1. But somebody's going to pay him like he is, and he's probably going to crash and burn. What do you think, Matt Six? Sorry.
Now, I think his distractions had a lot to do with their demise as well. I mean, you just lose that team chemistry. You just got somebody out there that's acting a fool, and you know what I mean? You can't be dancing on nobody 50 yards, on their logos without, another team getting, extremely fired up, upset. That's just hella disrespectful. So,
I mean, but what are your thoughts on Juju? What do you think do you think he has at least the potential to be a good number 1?
If he can calm down his ways, then, and just learn the game, and I definitely think he got the potential. But as long as you acting the way you acting, then you just ain't gonna you ain't gonna get that many chances. Nobody want to deal with you.
Just ask guys like Chad Ochocinco.
Yep. Yep.
As much fucking talent as he had, he should have had a much better career than what he did. But he thought he was T.O. and he wasn't T.O. What?
Stayed with the Bengals most of the time, and when he went to the Patriots, it wasn't his fault. They lost.
But even with the Bengals, and he didn't even he wasn't with the Bengals even that long. His NFL career wasn't that long.
What?
Oh,
man played 11 years.
11? How many different teams?
Like 11 or 13. It was something like that. Yeah, you tripping, bro.
Chad Johnson's stats, or Ochocinco stats. Good Lord. $10 years. And 1 year would, 11 years. 10 years of Cincy. Let's see, what do you have? He never broke 100 receptions.
What's his number? What's his numbers? Because you forgot TJ Houshmandzadeh was over there too, though.
Career stats.
He got over 10. He got over 10,000.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got 11. He's got 1,100 or 11,000.
Don't matter about receptions. He got 11,000 yards.
I mean, he's nowhere close when it comes to all-time list, but
it don't matter.
And like I said, he never broke 100 receptions.
That's fine.
He never broke the 1,500 mark, and he only hit 10 touchdowns once in his career. And then it was after that year that he had the 10 touchdowns that he really started to become Ochocinco.
Sounds like this man had under 10 touchdowns, but over 1,000 yards every year.
Nope.
How many years he had over 1,000?
Out of the 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 7 out of the 11 years he had over 1,000 yards.
What was those 4?
From 02 to 07, and then 2009.
No, I mean, what was the stats? What was the yardage?
Oh, 1,100, 1,300, 1,200, 1,400, 1,300, 1,400, and 10.
The 4 that he didn't get this thing. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, the one he had 540, 831, 276 was when he was at New England. 831, 540, and 329. His rookie year, he had 329.
Makes sense. Makes sense to me.
But look at 100. His second year, 2002, 137 targets, but he only caught 69 of them.
I mean, honestly, does that say catchable balls? Because we got to really understand that sometimes Carson Palmer was just throwing that motherfucker, bro.
That's almost half.
Bro.
There had to have been some drop balls in there somewhere.
Like, bro, yeah, I'm not saying that he didn't drop shit. That's not what I'm saying. But like,
and then the next year, 154 to 90, 170 to 95, 155 to 97. That's a better one. 152 to 87, 161 to 93. Like, good Lord, was Carson Palmer like that inaccurate? Yeah, I got the catch percentages here. In 2002, 50%. 03, 58%. 04, 55%. After that, I'm just going to go down the line for his years. 62, 57, 57, 54, 56, 53, and 46. You mean to tell me every single year there was only one year that he had a catch percentage over 60%? That's terrible. The only reason why he had the amount of yards was the volume of targets that he had. Oh, no, I'm all out. I'm all out on Ocho Cinco. I'm all out.
Hey, you can be all out, but let's not be mistaken what the team he was on was.
Team he was on, whatever. If you can't be a big mouth on a team like that, and your team gets losing.
I'm not gonna look at a piece of paper. No, I'm not gonna look at a piece of paper and act like I wasn't alive during this man's career. Like, we didn't know what the fuck the Bengals was. Every time you turn on and watch the Bengals play anybody, they getting smacked. Carson Palmer throwing picks. Like, bro,
so this is what I'm saying.
This is what the fuck that, nah, bro.
Okay,
nah, bro.
Okay, this is what I'm saying though.
I remember
if your team is getting their ass kicked week in and week out, why the fuck are you talking? Why are we talking shit? You don't get to talk shit when the scoreboard at the end of the day says you got your dick kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you still talking? Your stats don't say you get to talk. You have one good year of 10 touchdowns and you're fucking God's gift to the earth? Your catch percentage says otherwise, bud.
I guess.
Like that, what I'm saying is, if you're on a good team and you're putting up good stats, you want to talk a little bit or whatever, cool. But if your team's getting their ass kicked day in and day out, why are you talking?
What else?
That doesn't make any sense to me. That's never made sense to me.
What else you got? You supposed to just sit there and get your ass whooped? Just sit there.
Quietly. Well, I mean, shit. I mean, get you at least learn from it. Like, fucking, don't be the teammates. Like, oh, I did my job. Everybody else fucked up. Don't be that guy.
No one has ever said that he did that. You have never heard anybody came out.
Okay, so he's never thrown his teammates or whatever under the rug. But again, why the hell are why are we talking? What is, I don't get it. I just don't get it. If your team is trash.
From me watching his interviews, I don't know him personally. So from me watching his interviews, he's basically, again, stating that it's an entertainment business. Football is entertainment. The same way T.O. was doing all that shit, they both had the same ideology on this point. It's entertainment.
Yeah, but T.O. had the stats.
Again, you still going off of
T.O. had the Super Bowl appearances.
T.O. played with Donovan McNabb and the Eagles, bro. They had Brian Westbrook and all these other fucking players.
T.O. played the Super Bowl.
He also played with the Niners. He also played with fucking Tony Romo when Tony Romo was quick out the gun. Tony Romo. Like, bro, I'm trying to
never won a playoff game there, but hey, neither here nor there. Sorry, Matt Sticks.
Romo got stats, bro. You tripping. He's
got season stats. He's got no playoff stats. It's fine.
I agree with you. But at the same
Sorry again, Matt Sticks. My bad.
They measure MVPs and they measure top receivers off of their season stats. They give them their ring accolades and shit too, but they normally look at their numbers. Just like what you just looked at, you looked at Chad Ochocinco's season numbers. And again, back to what he was saying, he said it's entertainment business. It's entertainment. So he was being they getting their ass whooped. So you're supposed to have your fans come to the game and you're supposed to
So what? You're the fucking the team jester.
I mean,
let's everybody focus on something else other than the fact that our team is getting our ass kicked.
If you want to put a negative connotation on it, it's just like watching a good team. You're cheering, you fucking high five and all that shit. It's like, bro.
Yeah, but other fans and if you're not a fan of that team, you're like, oh yeah, we got Ochocinco, we got this guy's talking, he's doing this, he's got that. If you're another fan and you're watching this guy, it's like, dude, your team sucks. Nobody cares what you have to say.
No,
You've done nothing to pull your team out of the hole that they're in. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But the media will eat it up because it's something to talk about.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you this question. You think Carson Palmer going to Hall of Fame?
Fuck, I don't think he deserves it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But do you think he's gonna go?
This is gonna sound really harsh.
But I think he's gonna say yes to some shit. I don't know.
But it's gonna sound really, really harsh. But he will not get in until after he dies.
I don't think he's gonna get in at all.
I think he's gonna pass away, and then like 2 years after that, they're gonna put him in.
Why?
I for some reason I think that's just what they're gonna do. Oh, Carson Palmer did have these, numbers, and he wasn't that great of a quarterback. I'm gonna be completely honest. He was not that great of a quarterback. So that's what I said. I don't think he deserves to be in. But I think later down the road, when they're starting to run out of people to put into the Hall of Fame, he's going to be a selection. Hell far down the road, but he might be a selection when we're in our 80s.
Let me ask you another question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's really good receivers with very shit quarterbacks that career just goes down the drain?
Usually, if you're a good receiver and you have a bad quarterback and you can still put up good numbers, like make the quarterback look kind of like what D-Hop did a long time before Deshaun Watson got there. Like if you can do that, it speaks volumes to you as a player and it actually reflects well on your career. But not a lot of players are like that. Usually if your quarterback sucks, your receiver's stats are going to suffer. And then in the long run, they're going to look back at that and, if they're going to use that against you for Hall of Fame votes or whatever, regardless of what your career ended up being. If you had a shit quarterback basically your whole career, it's hard to get in that hall.
So I'm out again to the Ochocinco thing. So my point, if you got a shit quarterback and you match that up with TJ Houshmandzadeh, Chad Johnson, you ain't really got no run game like that. You force the pass all the time with a very average, I'm talking about pedestrian crosswalk sign.
Didn't they have Cedric Benson at that time?
Not until later. I think Cedric Benson is younger than them.
I think Benson came in the league around the same time.
You think so?
I think he was back then.
For real?
Yeah.
I thought Cedric Benson had to be like 3 years behind them, but I'm not sure. Like I'm not 100% sure.
He first got into the league in 05.
05, okay.
Mm-hmm. So Chad Johnson had 4 years in the league before Benson got there.
So I was 100% right. Anyway, yeah, like I was saying.
But I mean, here's what I'm saying about Ochocinco. Even though he had a bad quarterback, the catching percentage is what throws me off.
I'm gonna ask you this: have you ever had statistician look at the game, right? Like say they watching the game and the quarterback throws the ball. You are a tight end. You are a real tight end. If the quarterback throws the ball and it goes at your fucking feet, and you try to bend down to like damn near like attempt to catch it, the statistician may dock you for that and say that's your fucking fault. Even though
I've always gone by the rule of, and I've always, held myself accountable for this. If it hits your hands, it's a fucking catchable ball.
I agree with you. So now, again, it don't say nothing about that shit hitting his hands. It don't say nothing about Carson Palmer's placement.
Catch percentage means how many times you caught the ball when it hits your hands.
Percentages, dude. That's not what I'm saying.
So 55% of the time he caught the ball, the rest of the 45 he was dropping it. 45% of the time dropping the football.
Again, like I said, were they catchable or not? Like real catchable, not no just I'm gonna look at the paper. Like I said, when the games I caught of the Bengals, when they play either my teams or just a game that was on, I would just end up watching. Carson Palmer didn't look too fucking good to me. And it don't look like Chad Johnson had a fucking chance. You get what I'm saying? So like I don't expect the Bengals to fucking come out the goddamn AFC at any point in time during that time. So that's morally what I was saying, and I didn't.
I actually think at that point too.
And he used to route motherfuckers for real.
Well, I think at that point, I mean, even now, the Bengals organization-wise is just in shambles. Like because as soon as Carson Palmer left, and he went with Arizona, started throwing to Fitz, things were fine. Fitz was putting up numbers. Carson Palmer was putting up some decent numbers. Did they make a Super Bowl? No, but they had playoff opportunities.
Didn't he have Bolden 1 year before he came to the Niners?
The who?
Didn't Anquan Bolden play with Carson Palmer for like 1 or 2 years before he came to the Niners?
Well, before he went to Baltimore and then to the Niners.
And Anquan Bolden big ass. Like, right. Bro. Like, bro, and they had a fucking they had a solid team.
Anquan Bolden won Rookie of the Year.
Proving my point.
So that brings me to my point then. If Carson Palmer, I guess, is good enough to get Anquan Bolden and Larry Fitzgerald, if Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden can still put up big numbers with Carson Palmer at quarterback, why couldn't Ocho Cinco?
Well, is it the same line? Is it the same organization that's picking these?
No, it's not. It's not the same organization or same. But I'm going based off your theory of because of it being a bad quarterback.
Yeah,
that's why he couldn't produce.
It's a bad quarterback, and you with the Bengals. We all know the Bengals never had a good O-line. They barely, like Cedric Benson, like I said, that was probably their best running back other than, well, no, that's it. Other than then you had Joe Mixon after that. But again, it's just them two. You know what I mean? Probably for me, ever. And then they best receivers ever for me is Husmanzada, probably Ward, and fucking goddamn Chad Johnson. That's it. That's their Hall of Fame.
I think AJ Green is higher on the list than all of those receivers, to be honest. What do you think, Matt Six? What do you think? Is Carson Palmer a Hall of Fame quarterback? One. And what were your thoughts on Ocho Cinco?
I don't think he's gonna get in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. As far as Ocho Cinco, I don't know. He's one of them characters too. Like that could have been better, but always wanted to. They start getting this limelight and start acting funny. They don't know how to, start acting funny. So, but he definitely could have caught definitely a whole lot more passes. 45% is unacceptable for any wide receiver. So,
that's what I'm saying.
Just kept your name the same.
Keep the Johnsons of Ocho.
Changing your name and ain't catching no passes.
It's just I don't know, man. That's just my thing. 45% of not catching the ball just after it's hitting your hands, because that's where the percentage comes from. I heavily doubt the catch percentage has to do with overthrown balls and stuff like that too. I'm pretty sure catch percentage. And if you guys are watching or ever on social media, let us know.
Sure.
Do they do the catch percentage based on how many times it hits your hand, or just how many times you're targeted?
Yeah, it should be like every time it hits your hands.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hands, but like I said to you, again, you can have statisticians like the person that's doing the books. Personally, don't like this nigga, man. Like this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of people just didn't like him because again, he was doing all this stuff and you saying antics. I'm like, if we getting
our bad team.
If we getting our ass whooped, bro, I'm doing something. I played on a 1-9 team and I danced every game. People hated me. I wore pink cleats.
But that's the thing. You become, if you're the guy who's doing all that on a team that's doing horribly, you're gonna be looked at as like the stooge. Like you're gonna be looked at as like nobody's gonna like you. Everyone's gonna be like, dude, you're fucking full of yourself and your team sucks. That's why Ocho Cinco was looked at like, dude, shut up. Your team, if you're that good, get your team to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you're that good, catch the ball more than 50% of the time. You know, just if you're that good, don't drop the ball 45% of the time.
Yeah.
You know, it just, that's where the moniker, what I think the difference is. If you're on a good team and you know have your celebrations, you have more people look at you as like, oh yeah, he's hyped up, they're winning, they're doing good. But as soon as it becomes like you're literally part of a tradition of losing, everyone just looks at you like you're just the big mouth. You're just the guy that talks a whole bunch of shit, like the bully in the play yard that talks a bunch of shit but can't fight. Like that's what people look at you as. Like nobody's gonna take you seriously, regardless how good you are compared to the rest of the team. That's just how they're gonna look at you, bro.
Yeah.
That's just how they're gonna look at it.
And that's the thing, because it's like I can speak from one perspective that I know he agree upon. You don't care what nobody else think about you, bro. So,
I mean,
at the same time,
yeah.
Stats, yes. But again, I understand from his perspective of position just doing whatever the fuck. Like, bro, I can literally show you the stats from 2018, right? The highlight tape I showed you with 2018, right? The one I sent y'all on YouTube or whatever the fuck, me playing my highlights and shit like that. I can show you the stats from 2018 and none of those sacks is recorded. Like most of those sacks is not recorded, like all this shit. And I understand the NFL is a whole different genre. It's a whole different monsters, money everywhere. They got people for everything. But I can tell you, people are emotional and people do things.
Are you saying there's a statistician who had it out for Ocho Cinco and robbed him of some real catches and yards?
No, I'm saying that fucking, I ain't say rob him catching yards. I'm saying, bro.
Or like taking it off the books.
I remember watching these games. I remember watching these games and I remember fucking this man, Ocho Cinco, getting knocked the fuck out one game and he dropped that ball. I remember fucking Ocho Cinco getting fucking rocked a bunch of times going across the middle. He dropping the ball because he getting rocked because he was fucking going across the middle on a fucking slant. And the NFL hit harder back then. I remember watching those games of the Bengals getting dogged out and then fucking Carson Palmer just forcing this shit to TJ Houshmandzadeh and fucking Ocho Cinco. And Houshmandzadeh used to get hurt all the fucking time. And then it was just Ocho out that bitch by himself. So that also reflects the stats, which it don't say that on the paper. That's what I was saying. Like, I remember watching these games while I turn them on because I actually like the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like him because I see him used to route corners. But it's not like I'm speaking like I'm trying to fuck, because he's never on my team. He's not from my neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? He's not none of that shit. So it's like, I'm not trying to do that. You was on a sorry-ass team, dude. That's what it was. But he on that sorry-ass team, he still managed to get over 11,000 fucking yards. So he did something to fuck right. So I ain't gonna say and make it seem like all that fucking catch percentage and shit. No, the man had 11.
Like I said,
he could have did
the amount of
better quarterback. He probably would have did.
like I said, with the amount of targets that he had, I mean, you probably should have those with the amount of targets that he should have had well over 11,000. But I'm just gonna leave it at that because we got to get going. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for hanging out with us. You guys know where to follow us on Twitter at the JAFFOs AP. Going to Instagram PvP Sports, Grenada Bros Productions on Facebook and everywhere else. You guys go to Spotify, follow us there. If you're YouTube here, give us a follow, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell to give you the reminder when we go live and whenever we put out any more content. So now, just a quick update before we really get out of here. You go at DJ Mad6 at Country K863. Don't forget the K for him. We are going to be going back to the schedule of once per week. So we're going to go every Friday. We're going to do an episode, but we're going to try during the week, either from Monday through up until Friday, putting up videos and content about, what's going on in the news, reactions on certain moves or whatever it is to give some extra content to keep things moving. So we got a game plan. We're going to go with that game plan, see how it goes, and we'll figure it out from there. But for myself, from Mr. DJ Madsticks, and yep, he tried, Mr. Country K.
I tried, Chad.
61. We will see you guys next Friday. Deuces.
Aloha.
Peace.